Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of the Koalas podcast. I am Commander Radix here with a vengeance, and with us today we have Cody, the Miradu Samurai.
Hello.
And it's just us, so that can give you a good foresight as to how this podcast is going to go. Last podcast was a little low tier. This podcast probably low tier, but at least we're doing something. Because typically the Lazy Koalas are supposed to, sign up on the sign-up sheet and then come over to a topic. There's a topic on the sign-up sheet. They sign up for the topic, and then they just sort of come on in. The sign-up sheet has gone without dates for a while now, and so it's pretty much just been me trying to get everything together, at least. So last one didn't really have a topic, this one won't really have a topic, but at least it's coming out to some degree. Cody, do you have any topics you want to talk about before I get into my stuff?
No, not really.
Okay, I see. Alright. Let me just say, I hate the idea, I hate the concept of the potluck. Do you know what a potluck is, Cody?
I think I have an idea. I can Google it, I guess.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could explain it too, just in case.
Yeah, I know what it is. I was just making sure.
Yeah, a potluck in which, someone's like, hey guys, everyone come over here, we'll have a potluck. It's like a party. Bring your own food and drinks. Now, I hate them, and here's why. First of all, if I'm going to a social event, you can already count on the fact that I don't want to be there. And thus, I don't have the energy to... First of all, I really can't cook for myself. My diet consists of Hot Pockets and frozen pizzas. So, first of all, I can't even really cook anything. Second of all, if I'm going to have to take time out of my schedule to go over to your place, to talk to your people, to deal with your food, I want to deal with your food. I don't want to bring my own food. I have a very... what's the word I'm looking for? Autistic. I have a very autistic view of eating food. I prefer to do it alone, in the sanctity of my own home, in the privacy of my own home, eating whatever I want without any judgment from any onlookers. It's my time to be at peace. I'd much rather prefer to eat at peace. I hated back in high school when I had to eat in the school cafeteria surrounded by other memes, other goofs, other gaffs, other human beings, or other aliens we call human beings that are high school students. I hated that. I wanted to eat alone. In my senior year, my English teacher was like, you can just eat in the classroom alone if you want to. I'm like, you are now my favorite teacher. But if I take time out of my schedule to come all the way over to wherever you are to eat food, I want to be served. I want to be treated as a guest. I don't want to have to bring my own stuff. Second of all, the food I consider to be stuff I like, isn't really stuff other people consider to be food they like, or food that they would consider bringing to a potluck. So what happens is, I go to a potluck, and I look at the stuff people brought with no coordination whatsoever. It's just random stuff all over the place, and none of it I'll eat. And I just frown in disgust. And I'm like, great. So I'd much rather, sneak away to go to a restaurant or something than to eat your terrible food at this terrible potluck. It's 8 a.m., by the way, over here. So if I sound tired, that's probably because I just woke up. And I sound a little, what's the word? Gruggy? Not gruggy. Groggy? Maybe that's the
I think
word.
groggy.
Groggy. Yeah, I just woke up. But, I'm a fairly picky eater. But, in the past, I've been like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm just not accustomed to that taste yet, or I'm sorry, that food just isn't for me. But I'm tired of being treated like oh, you don't eat this, you're obviously an inferior human being because you're a picky eater. And I'm getting tired of it, and I'm about to stop doing the whole, oh, it's just not for me, or I'm not used to that taste yet, it's an acquired taste and I'm not used to it. I'm gonna start going headstrong like I do with every other opinion I have, and just they give me a food and say, oh wow, it's garbage, I don't want to eat this. and just treat my opinion as objective fact like I do everything else. And just like, oh wow, you're giving me a pizza with broccoli on it? Why'd you put broccoli on it? You know that makes it objectively worse, right? And then the person who's giving me the pizza is like, oh, okay. And then like, why don't you try this vegetable, Radix? I was like, do I look like I want to eat something that grew from the ground? Get out of here. Run away. Never return. Scar style, Lion King. So I'm starting to take that approach towards being a picky eater, because I'm tired of having, like, even if I concede, even if I like put the weight of my food diet on myself and say, oh, I'm sorry, and I apologize for what I like to eat, a subjective taste, if I start apologizing for that, and they still treat me like, oh wow, you're a picky eater, oh wow, how do you have bad taste, I'm just gonna come back, swinging. Because I'm tired, especially like vegetarians. Vegetarians get accommodated to all the time. And I'm like, what do they get accommodated to when they're like the epitome, the definition of picky eater? Like, you cannot have a good day with vegetarians, but they're almost always accommodated for. Even in a place like Japan, they're fairly accommodated for, which, barely anyone's a vegetarian in Japan. Although I guess barely anyone's a vegetarian anywhere. But they're accommodated too. Like, oh, you're a all you have to say is, I'm a vegetarian. Everyone's like, oh, wow, you're a vegetarian. I will take the burden upon myself to think about what you want to do that. But if I'm like, man, I don't like tomatoes, they're like, wow, faggot, get out of here. And I'm like, okay, Jesus, I just don't like tomatoes. I don't like a lot of different types of vegetables. That seaweed, gross, get it out of here. But, treating me like I'm the autistic one, and I'm getting tired of it. So I bet you can guess from this whole tirade who has to go to a potluck later today.
I think I have an idea.
Yeah, I was told, hey, Radix, we're gonna go do a barbecue over on this side of the island. I'm like, okay, first of all, that's an inconvenient place for me to have to go to a barbecue, but I don't want to act like I'm antisocial, so sure, I'll go to the barbecue. And they're like, oh, it's raining, so we're gonna change it from being a barbecue to a potluck, but you're still going, right? And like, you can't really say, no. You know what? No, I'm not going, because I wanted barbecue and not this stupid potluck thing. I already agreed to go. They've already arranged rides for me if needed. And so I'm like, okay, I guess. And I was hoping, we just had a typhoon yesterday, I was hoping the typhoon would continue and I could say, man, like, it's a little windy outside, I don't think I want to go over there today. But it just stopped, like, right now.
Oh.
So... there is no excuse. There is no escape. I'm going to die today. I'm going to die in the streets of Okinawa, just like the U.S. Marines did in 1945.
Okay, then.
Exactly. I'm also dying from a cold, which isn't fun. So how are you, How are you, Cody? How have things been with you?
Pretty good. I'm about to start my new school semester.
Ooh. Hitting the books. Memeing the books, if you will.
Sure.
He's been ranting about potlucks for 10 minutes. I ranted about the TSA for like 20 minutes on the last podcast with Ultrox.
Oh. Okay.
These latest Lazy Koalas podcasts has just been Radix rants and raves in front of an audience for a little bit. I also live beside a port, so if you hear like a truck backing up right now, there's nothing I can do about that unless I want to go out and try to stop the entire port-based infrastructure of the island. But
no, shut down the economy. Shut down
the economy
of the entire island just so you can have some nice quiet.
This is the poorest prefecture in all of Japan, where I'm like, hey guys, we gotta stop all business until the Lazy Koalas podcast is finished recording. Okinawa isn't the best place for peace and quiet when you have the ports doing their things. It's rural Japan, so you have like intercom speakers across everywhere, and whenever they make an announcement, it's played across the village, and they make a few announcements every day. And then all the boats come in with their noises, and you also have the U.S. Air Force stuff going on. Yeah. You know, they'll just fly by casually, like, okay, you couldn't have gone a little bit higher with that run? All right, just make the house shake, why don't you, with your freaking F-22 Raptors.
What kind of announcements are they? I know there's probably like weather alert and stuff, but...
Yeah, weather alerts, letting you know when the ferries are going to run to the outer islands. I
guess I understand that.
Maybe if there's like a festival going on, like, hey, come on over here to the boat rowing festival or whatever. I believe these intercoms were like, they're all over the place. I believe they were probably put in place during World War II, in the case of air raids and stuff like that.
Probably.
But now they're just used to say, hey, yo, there's a festival going on, come on down. And sometimes, like, if it's severe weather, there'll be like 8 announcements a day. It's ridiculous. At 6 a.m. they play, at 6:30 a.m., Japan does like, what's the word? In Japanese it's Radio Taiso, calisthenics, I think. Where at 6:30 a.m. across the intercoms, someone comes on and is like, okay, everyone, time to wake up and do our calisthenics. All right, now we're going to do this exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1. And that just goes on for like a few minutes at 6:30 a.m. There's no way to escape. There's no way to sleep through it. So, it's a bit annoying.
That's beautiful. Why?
Japan cares about its health, apparently. Although I thought sleeping was part of the health process, but we're going to interrupt that at 6:30 a.m. The announcements also come on around 7:30 a.m. The first one does. And if they have any more, they might come in quick succession, or they might drag them out throughout the day. There's also at 6:30 p.m. another announcement where you hear like a pre-recorded song of the children of the village singing a song, and then an announcement saying, all right, kids who are out exploring the village, it's time to come home because it will be dark soon. And I'm like, I have to hear that every single day now. So many announcements.
That sounds like something out of like a dystopia novel or something.
Yeah, alright kids, time to come home now before he who watches arrives.
He who shall not be named.
Gotta come home before the bombs drop.
Oh, Jesus. You're actually in 1940s Japan?
Yeah,
you traveled
I accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, my apartment is, and I talked about this last podcast, but it was only Ultrox on that one. But my apartment feels like it's 1940s Japan or earlier because it's just tatami mat and sliding doors and all of that. So it's like the most stereotypical Japanese apartment you can imagine. Like, I would describe it and you're like, people don't still live like that today, do they? And I'm like, this is my apartment.
No, you're now part of an anime. You're like one of the teachers in an anime.
I am an anime teacher, I guess, if that's how that works.
You need to find out who the protagonist is. Which one of your students which one of your students sits at the back near the back window in the corner? That's a protagonist like 99% of the time.
I walked through all the schools recently and they do look like schools from anime. You know, like, if you've watched enough anime, you know exactly how this school was set up.
Yeah, okay.
It's weird how, so, like, at some point you're like, okay, every school in anime is like the same school. Surely, like, they can't be this accurate to, nope, Japanese schools are just like that. With weird sinks in the hallway.
The school from Death Note.
Yeah, or any other anime.
Any other of the thousands of anime that have schools in them.
Yes, the plethora. Ultrox and I were talking last podcast that we should probably do an anime podcast at some point, with anime being the topic. Because anime seems to pop up lately in the podcast.
Well, yeah, good.
Anything else I want? This is weird because I sort of like drained myself last podcast, which, by the way, was recorded like less than 24 hours ago. The one that came out just now today was recorded less than 24 hours ago. So this is like my second podcast in a row. And I want to do a Commander's Cabin podcast, which is the podcast I do on my channel, to be like the first video on my channel after coming to Japan. But I'm like, this is my second podcast. I don't want to do a third, especially when my most passionate topics, the TSA and potlucks, have just been taken by the Lazy Koalas podcast. And of course I'm sick, so that's not the best time to do a podcast. But if I didn't do this, then it would be a solo Cody podcast on the Lazy Koalas podcast. I would listen to that. That would be interesting.
I think that would just be a lot of silence. Honestly. No, wouldn't that just be a Let's Play? I could just boot up Fallout or something and just do a Let's Play.
Yeah.
Or just go on Reddit and look through /news, r/news.
Because, like, I'm trying, and by trying I mean once I get on my feet, I'll be trying harder to get the Lazy Koalas to do a little bit more variety than just the podcast. I think I've already said that I'm open to people like doing collaborative Let's Plays on this channel, or if they want to do their own style. Like if Cody wanted to just straight up do a solo podcast separate from the Lazy Koalas podcast and upload it to the Lazy Koalas channel, you're more than welcome to. Ultrox and I are working on some sort of interview project where there'll be an interview series on the channel that will ideally be separate from the Lazy Koalas podcast. But I think Dreadcore wants to work out something with Ultrox to do another co-op Let's Play on the channel.
I wouldn't mind doing a co-op something, because I'm sure you've noticed, but I'm not good doing solo stuff because I don't talk. So if I could get and do something with someone, I think that would be the best. I don't know. It would probably be Dreadcore or Twisted I would end up doing it with, because those are the where I share a lot of similar gaming stuff. Strategy games with Dreadcore and Minecraft with Twisted.
I've been wanting to do a ripoff of Peanut Butter Gamer's Minecraft Hardcore Survival series, in which it's a bunch of people where if you die, you don't respawn, and it's in survival. You have to work together with the goal of like beating the End Dragon or something. And in the first series Peanut Butter Gamer did of that, like he had like 8 people come in, and then by the end only 2 people survived the battle with the Ender Dragon. So I want to like rip that off and do something with the koalas, but everyone seems to be pretty addicted to the whole Pixelmon thing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like Pokemon. I have several of the games, like for the DS and stuff, but I just don't like the Pixelmon for some reason. Because I think it's more, I think with me, Minecraft, I'm more like getting accumulating wealth. I'm like when I play Minecraft, I'm like a dragon from Dungeons and Dragons. I just like to get stuff and hoard it.
I like Pixelmon. It's just I have no idea how everyone else is leveling up so fast on Pixelmon. Like I've spent entire days grinding in Pixelmon. And like, all right, the entire party's up to about level 26 now. And then like I'll leave for like 12 minutes and come back, and then someone's in there with like a level 78 something. I'm like, oh, okay.
Me and Twisted we've not really talked about. We've thrown the idea out of the Minecraft War mod pack thing with like nuclear missiles and guns and stuff. I've been looking into making my own mod pack, like a custom one that has some of the like automation stuff that I like Applied Energistics and Ender IO and such. But I don't know how much he would like that, because he's not a big fan of the automation stuff. But which I wouldn't mind taking some of it out if he doesn't like. But really, the main thing I want to have in it would be the Applied Energistics and probably at least Thermal Foundation, maybe Mechanism. Because I like being able to like automate the grindy stuff, like smelting stuff and storage and stuff like that, just to make it simpler.
Of course, I really can't play any online game right now because my internet's a bit too slow for that. Like, I got onto the Pixelmon server, and I was there, it was fine, except I would be walking alongside Twisted, and all of a sudden Twisted would stop, and like, why'd you stop? And then all of a sudden he poofs all the way across the map. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, he's
but
in there
my
now.
little... But my little village in the middle of nowhere apparently can get fiber optic internet, so I'm getting that soon, hopefully.
I'm pretty sure most of the I wouldn't say Western world, because it's not Japan, but I guess first world countries other than America have pretty good internet compared to us.
Yeah, I could not get fiber optic internet in North Carolina, but here in the middle of nowhere, in the East China Sea, oh yeah, we could set you up with fiber optic internet. Why didn't you have that before? And apparently the person who had the apartment before me just didn't look into it because they weren't really an internet person.
You probably could have gotten it, but it'd probably have to have been like a business plan in North Carolina, like fucking $300 a month or some shit like that.
The fiber optic here will be about $70 a month.
Oh, that's pretty good. How fast is it? Like a gigabyte or like?
Gigabyte, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much the same as Google Fiber.
Oh. But there's going to be an installation fee of like $200 that I'm not cool with.
Huh. I don't think.
I just don't.
Go ahead.
And I don't like the idea of someone entering my home. Like, I know they have to enter my home to set up the thing, but I'm like, my home is my place of tranquility and peace where I could just be alone. Don't stain it with your breath.
You're gonna have to disinfect everything after installation.
Yeah. Yes. And just like do some incense and just like meditate to bring back inner peace to this place that has been violated by another being.
Burn sage and all.
Yeah.
Begone from this house. The power of whatever you believe in compels you. The power of Transformers compels you.
The power of Primus compels you. I had a mini panic attack earlier. You know, at LazyCon, Lays gave me this little Bumblebee toy. And he was like, you know, that's your thing. And I'm like, yay, it's a Transformer that's small enough to bring to Japan. And like, I arrive in Japan and I look through my bags and like, I cannot find it. And I'm like, no, I didn't lose the gift from Lay's, did I? And like, it's a Transformer. It's like super sentimental. But then I was like real sad for a while. But yesterday I opened up I got a new tablet, a Samsung Tab A. And in the box, I had put away the Bumblebee, the little Transformer Lay's got me, and I found like, oh, not all is lost.
That's cute.
And now he's just chilling on top of my really old TV right now.
Is that the one that came with the apartment or something?
Yes, a really old TV came with the apartment. It still uses it only really has the red, white, yellow plug stuff. So it's a cube. It's not flat. Like so it can do nothing. Yeah,
so
it can do
2000s.
Nothing that I can. Yes.
Jesus.
What I use TVs for is like to Chromecast video or to play video games. I can do none of that on this TV, so I'm going to have to get a new one at some point. And with Japan, it's kind of difficult to get rid of big stuff. You have to like call the garbage company in advance, and then you have to pay a fee for them to take the big garbage, like a TV, or I want to get a new desk, so this old desk needs to go at some point. And it's just a hassle. You don't see much pollution in Japan, like, you know, like garbage just out in the woods or something. But you will find like TVs just out in the woods because people don't want to pay it, so they sneak out in the middle of the night and just toss the TV out into the woods off the side of the road.
Then they commit seppuku for dishonoring their ancestors.
Right. It's weird because Japan really values the environment, but is this fee, how annoying it is to get rid of large stuff, which large stuff is already the most annoying stuff to get rid of, even without the bureaucracy around it. It kind of pushes people to... I'd imagine the largest cause of littering in Japan that's not like like from factories and stuff like that. It would probably be people tossing out old bicycles, old desks, old TVs, stuff like that.
How much is it a fee? Is it like $30 or?
That's a good question. I don't actually know. I haven't looked into it myself. I just know that there is a fee, and you have to call ahead, and it's just annoying.
I mean, if the process was, I would know calling ahead would be annoying, but if it wasn't like something like Comcast take half an hour to do, and it just took like a minute or two, and the fee was only like $5 or $7 or something like that, I would be fine with that. But if it's like $30 or $40, I would try. I wouldn't. I don't think I would like throw it in a forest, but I would try and find some other way. See if I just take it to the dump myself. I don't know if do they do that in Japan? Do they have like the dumps where you can just take stuff to?
Not that I've seen. No, you pretty much. Japan has a very like structured trash system where you need to sort out your trash. Like you need to have multiple trash cans in your house. One for like stuff they call burnables, and one that they call recyclables. But what's weird is the things that in America we consider recyclables aren't in Japan and are considered burnables. Like cardboard and plastic, that's burnables. But for recyclables, it's aluminum, steel, and one more thing. Oh, PET bottles, like water bottles, like plastic water bottles, that stuff. But you can just sort those out. And then there will be a trash thing outside your house, and you have to put in like, it's like for mine, it's on Mondays it's the burnables, Wednesdays is the recyclables, and then Friday is the burnables again. And you have to get it out there that morning, and it's very complicated and annoying, but it's what you got to do.
Wait a minute. Steel. How much steel are people going through that they need a... Well, I guess most, like, aluminum cans are steel coated in something like... I think the tin? Not tin. I don't know. But I guess that would count. Do those count? Like a vegetable tin can or something?
Well, aluminum is already considered recyclable. The recyclables are steel, aluminum, and... plastic water bottles.
I think a lot of the like canned goods, they use steel coated with something. I don't think they're actually aluminum. I'm not 100% sure though.
On Japanese packaging, if you look, there will be a symbol saying what type of trash it is.
Oh, well, that makes it a bit simpler.
So, yeah, it's a very unified nationwide structure. In like, packaging requirements require things to be put on them, saying you put this out on this day because it's this type of trash. Where it gets difficult is when you like import something from America or something where they don't print it on the packaging. And then typically if it's just like cardboard and stuff, you're like, okay, I can do this, but like, what do you do with a toothbrush? Can you burn a toothbrush?
Do they care about stuff on that? Like, that isn't plastic? Like the bristles, or like on like vegetable cans, do they care about like the paper wrappings on them or anything like that?
To my knowledge, no. Although I've eaten a lot of Spam here, and like on the Spam can it says the can is recyclable, the lid that you peel off is burnable. So you have to separate those two.
That's interesting. Why would those be different?
I guess because the lid is like plastic, but the can is like aluminum or something.
Is it? I think the ones here, it's all metal, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
I've never had Spam in America, to be honest.
I think I've had it like once, and I think I'm pretty sure. I used to stock them when I worked at Kroger, and I'm pretty sure that it's all metal. Unless they just... I just follow the directions on the can. It just tells me what to do. I'm like, okay, I won't think about it, Mr. Spam Man. I know Nutella. Here, it's in like plastic jars. I think in Italy and Europe, it's in glass jars, I believe.
I was surprised to find, because peanut butter is like notorious for being an American food.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone's like, Americans only really eat peanut butter. I went to this, like, ghetto-looking store and found peanut butter. I'm like, oh, wow, they do exist here. So I've been making some peanut butter sandwiches.
I've also heard that, and other than America, their peanut butter doesn't have, like, added sugar. So it's not, like, I don't want to say sweet, but ours is supposed to have, like, a lot of sugar added to it. So it's, again, I don't want to say sweet, but it's supposed to be a different taste or something.
The peanut butter I've had here, in Japan at least, tastes identical to... Let me look at the... It might be imported from America. Let me make sure the packaging isn't in Japanese. Oh, no, it is Japanese. It's a Skippy peanut butter. It looks American.
Oh, if it is Skippy, I'm probably just the same stuff here with a Japanese label on it.
Yeah, it tastes identical to American peanut butter, so it's all good. I got some Pocky a few days ago to stock up for the typhoon, and I ran out of bread because they only sell bread in like 5 slices here. But I'm like, I really want to eat some peanut butter, but I don't have any bread. So then I just looked at the Pocky. I'm like, I have an idea, and I started dipping the Pocky in the peanut butter, and it was great. You know, chocolate peanut butter winning combination right there. Reese had the right idea.
Yeah. I was actually... A lot of the stores that I've been to, and they like grocery stores, Publix and Kroger, they actually have Pocky. Kroger actually has like different flavors. They have, I think there was a strawberry one, maybe a green tea one, and along with the normal one.
Yeah, there's a lot of flavors here.
Yeah, this is Georgia, like not really. I don't want to say rural, like, but that's not the kind of thing you would imagine to find in like Georgia. It's like anime food.
Anime food.
Japanese food.
I love how there's that association between Pocky and anime. When it's just a food, it's just a chocolate stick that's sold in Japan. And it's always at like anime conventions and stuff.
Yeah. Ramen. I don't know how to say it. Ramen soda.
Yeah.
They had that at Kroger. I kind of like that. It was pretty good.
Actually, I haven't seen any of that here yet. It's in season. It is summer. It's typically a summer drink.
Yeah, I would, because they just have it at Kroger pretty much the entire year. Of course, I don't think it sells too much because when it goes out, it'll stay like out or whatever for like a couple weeks before they replenish it. So they must not really go through much of it to be able to care about it.
They certainly run out of hamburgers quick over here. There's at the convenience store there I found this little packaged hamburger thing, and the packaging's just pink, and on it in just normal black text says ham burger, like with a space between the two. Nothing fancy, just a ham burger. And I've been trying to get as many of those as possible, but they only really have like 5 at a time.
I've heard that Japanese people don't like how sweet some of our stuff is, like in America. Like, because I know our ketchup has a lot of sugar in it, and I think they don't like that. And some other stuff like that.
I got some ketchup a few days ago. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know if it tastes that different. It's Hunt's, I think it is.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the same situation with the peanut butter. It's just the same thing in Japanese packaging.
Yeah. But do your relatives ever say anything about that? Like American food is too sweet or anything like that, or American sweets?
Not
are too
really.
sweet?
No.
Okay.
They've been fine with it.
Okay. This is something I heard. Where did I hear that from? BuzzFeed, maybe? I think they were doing it. Yeah, it was like the Worth It. You ever watch those videos, the Worth It episodes?
I have not, no.
Yeah, well, they did an episode of it, and a few episodes in Japan, but the cake one, they were talking about, they said something like that, like chocolate cake in America is too sweet or something for Japanese people or something like that. I don't know.
Cakes here tend to be pretty sweet, but I haven't seen a cake that's like an American chocolate cake with like chocolate icing smothered on it. I haven't seen that, but the cakes here tend to be sweet. They love their cakes. They love their sweet food to a degree, as long as it's like a dessert and not like a main food.
Mm-hmm.
There was some good curry and rice in a restaurant that's like literally next door.
Oh.
And that tasted like anything I would eat in America.
I've never had curry. I've always wanted to try it, but again, I live in Georgia. So.
Well, it tastes a lot like... We never really had curry at my house, but we did like eat chicken and rice like every day. And it tasted similar to that, only with like an additional sauce. If anything, it tasted a little bit more zesty than what my family used to eat in America. So, you know, I found my favorite dish in the village. I talked about this last podcast with Ultrox, but like, it was, the restaurant is, there's a lot of food at that restaurant, but their famous dish is that curry and rice. So they have pictures of people eating it across the restaurant. There are like banners across the village saying, come eat at this restaurant for their curry and rice. I went there for lunch a few days ago. I'm like, give me the curry and rice, please. And like, we're out of it.
Oh.
And I'm like, excuse me? That's like, and I just, like, okay, I'll get the cold soba then. And I just sit down at my chair, and on the table is a little advertisement for the curry and rice. I look beside me, there's a banner for the curry and rice. And I just get this cold soba.
Yeah.
And this is like going to Burger King, like, we're out of burgers, man.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Something. Oh yeah. I could probably find something more like that in Atlanta, but I don't want to go to Atlanta because it's Atlanta.
Right.
Do you know that right when we left North Carolina, we went to that Mongolian Genghis Grill or whatever?
Yes.
I looked for something similar to that here. They actually have 2 of the restaurants in Georgia. The only thing is, they're about 2 hours away.
I see.
So I looked for a different kind, like a different brand or company or whatever. I think the closest thing I found was like a Big Chow Grill or something. It's about an hour away. The thing is, I really liked that Genghis Grill thing, so I've been wanting it.
I see. Yeah, I can't forget the taste of that Genghis Grill thing because that was just so new to me. But like, it was also kind of a struggle to eat because I put pineapple in mine. And apparently when you stir fry pineapple, you take a bite and then it's like explodes in your mouth like a bomb and it's like searing hot. So like every time I would like, I'd be eating it and then I say, oh, I got a pineapple this bite. Let me just prepare myself because this is going to be painful. I've never eaten something that I would describe as a bomb before, but that was something I would describe as eating a bomb.
Okay then. That was really good. I really liked mine. Other than the like 2 bites I had that were just like super spicy. I think there was like, I think the chicken that I got, it was like a Cajun chicken or something. I think that had like chili peppers, like Thai chili peppers or something in it. And those are super hot. I think that's what it was. Because I ate like half of it and then I took another bite and it was like, what the fuck did I just bite into? It was really hot. Well, it wasn't really hot. I was surprised, I guess, more.
Japanese food tends to be a bit blander. I was at what's the word? Like they were holding a party for me at my job, and like they're like, here's the hot sauce to have with your what was it, like we had like beef cutlets or whatever you would call it, and like, here's some hot sauce for that, be careful. And then I eat it and it just tastes like soy sauce. Like it barely tastes like any sort of hot sauce. And I'm like, oh okay, this is the hot sauce, alright then.
hot sauce. I see.
They put hot sauce on their kimchi, and it was just barely like anything. And I did not like the kimchi.
Oh.
Because what is kimchi, actually? It was like some sort of vegetable thing.
I
in...
think it's fermented cabbage.
Cabbage, okay, yeah, that was not for me. If I see any cabbage at this potluck, I'm going to be like, oh wow, disgusting. Get that out of my face. The hot sauce was it's weird because like people are like, oh, I don't really like kimchi. I'm like, oh really? I don't really like it either. Like, yeah, the hot sauce is too much. I'm like, that's the opposite for me. The hot sauce is barely hot, but it's the only redeeming quality of the kimchi. But the actual kimchi itself, disgusting.
You were talking about stuff you don't like. Mustard, I think I talked about this when we were in North Carolina. I cannot eat mustard. It just makes me sick.
Oh, I love mustard.
I
love mustard. I love mustard in a specific combination. Like, there's a rule. Like, when putting it on your burger, you need to have, for every one mustard, you need to have 2 ketchup. Like, the ketchup needs to outnumber the mustard. But, I like the mustard.
The mustard
These little
will literally make me throw up.
Oh, wow. These hamburgers come with mustard on and ketchup on it. It's all good. I have one more left. I should probably eat that today because I think they go bad pretty fast.
Oh god, that reminds me. One time, I was younger, maybe like 9 or 10. And
when you were a young boy, your father took you into the city to see the marching band?
Well, he took me to a convenience store when on the way to somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember where we were going, but we stopped at like a gas station or whatever, and I was hungry, so I went to get one of those like sandwiches in the fridge section. And I had taken it. We bought it. I was back in the car or whatever. I laid it and I had looked at it already. It was perfectly fine. Like 5 minutes in the sun or whatever, and it had mold on it. Like, I don't know how. I don't know if I just missed it, but it was just mold everywhere on that. Because I know I looked at it at some point, and it was obviously moldy. I don't know if I just ignored it, like, some reason, somehow, until I got back in the car. But it was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how that happened.
Now you're making me paranoid, making me want to check my hamburger. I guess I'm eating that for breakfast then, because I do not want that to go bad. It's been my favorite food here. This weird convenience store individually packaged hamburger.
You're going to get it out of its packaging, and you're going to look away outside the window for some reason, look back, and it's black.
Yes.
It's
look like
it's fossilized. In like
those multicolored Krabby Patties. Look like that.
Oh, what they call rainbow patties or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And these convenience store hamburgers are my only opportunity to eat hamburgers in this village. I'm going to have to go down south if I want to get a real hamburger, a real cheeseburger. Apparently, like, the best place for cheeseburgers in Okinawa is at this place called, like, Kangaroo something. But it's like one of those places that always has a long line outside of it because everyone wants to get their cheeseburger. But I need to go down there on an expedition and get myself a burger at some point. There is a Domino's in the nearest city, but I don't know when I'll have time to go down there and get some Domino's pizza.
I've heard from Twisted that there's no Burger King on that island.
No Burger King, nope. There is McDonald's.
Everywhere has McDonald's. I'm pretty sure Mars has McDonald's.
There are several McDonald's.
Is there any KFCs?
I don't know if there's a... I don't know. There probably is a KFC. I don't know if there's a...
You go ahead.
I don't know if there's a Wendy's here. There certainly was Wendy's in Tokyo. I don't know if there's any Wendy's on Okinawa. There's probably KFC on Okinawa, though.
Because that's something else I've heard, is that that's a popular thing around Christmas time. Is you order ahead KFC. Is that actually a thing? Okay.
That is definitely a thing. I had KFC for Christmas, although it was my American side of the family that got KFC for Christmas, so they don't have an excuse.
They're American. That is the.
Oh yes, that's what they eat daily in America. KFC.
No, just fast food in general.
Oh yes, there is a KFC nearby. I just remembered, yeah. Because I arrived and like my boss was like, "You want to try out some traditional Okinawan food? We got a ramen place over there, a soba place over there. There's a KFC."
Yeah, that's what it stands for. Okinawa fried chicken.
Okinawa fried chicken, exactly. Okinawa is known for its pork, so I'm glad I'm not somewhere where they're known for like their clams. I'm at some place like, oh yeah, there's like pork in everything, and I'm like, all right, I can live with that.
I'm not a huge fan of like pork chops. I don't like pork chops, but if it's like in something, I like pork's alright. But I don't know why. I just don't like pork chops.
They got tonkatsu here, which is pretty much pork chops, and that's throughout Japan. You can find tonkatsu.
Yeah, I've heard about. I think that restaurant we went to had like a chicken tonkatsu. I don't know if I'm saying that.
Oh,
right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to try that. I think I should try that instead of the ramen. Honestly, I like the ramen, but I think I would have liked that better. I really like chicken. I don't. That's. Chicken is like my favorite meat.
They have yakitori here, which is just a chicken shish kebab. It's pretty good. It's weird because I actually haven't had a lot of Japanese food, but they'll just give me this Japanese food thing, and like with Japanese food, there's like you need like an instruction manual of how to eat it properly without looking like an idiot. But then, like, they'll just give it to me, and then, like, I try to eat, like, oh, no, you're supposed to do this. Like, oh, okay. And then, like, they bring out this yakitori, which is just chicken on a stick, and they like bring it out. Everyone's surrounding, like, oh, this is a special Japanese dish called yakitori. I want you to guess what it is. I'm like, it's chicken on a stick, guys. It's not that hard to get. It's like they like really focused on like trying to explain to me what yakitori is. I'm like, I know what yakitori is. I've had yakitori in America. Like, but you're gonna give me like this weird cold soba thing that I really haven't eaten before. And it's like, it's cold soba. Just there you go. And they're like, okay, what's this weird thing, this soup thing? Is like, oh, you're supposed to pour that onto the cold soba. Like, well, that wasn't obvious. That wasn't obvious at all. So don't act like it was obvious. But then you give me chicken on a stick, the most basic, like cavemen were eating chicken on a stick, and like, oh, this is a very complicated dish. What you want to do is eat it from the stick. It was interesting. I kind of hate going to eat out because so much food I just don't know how to eat. I much prefer the American style. Oh, here it is. Grab it, eat it. Sometimes use a fork.
That's America for you. Here's your food. Just grab it and eat it.
Grab, eat like an animal. In Japan, it's like pour a small amount of this sauce onto your food and then stir it up with your chopsticks, but not too much, or else things will get crazy. You'll unlock World War III.
Unlock. Okay.
We've locked away the Japanese Empire into this soba dish, but if you add too much flavor, oh no, look out, Nanking, Part 2's coming.
Oh no, Nanking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh.
I haven't even tried my rice cooker yet because I'm paranoid. Although apparently my rice cooker can be used to make cake.
Oh,
and I don't know how that's done.
You ever heard of the Instapots? It's like a pressure
no,
cooker.
Is that?
It's like an electric.
Oh, is that
cooker.
like when you get pot and it like instantly makes you high?
No, it's like an electric pressure cooker type thing, but it also can act like a rice cooker and other stuff. Apparently, there's a way you can make cheesecake in it.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I don't know about that. But
yeah, my rice cooker can make cake. My microwave can also work as a grill, and it can also work as an oven.
okay, the oven I can kind of understand, but a grill?
Yeah, there's a grill inside the microwave. I don't know how that works. Kind of paranoid to try.
You need to reference the anime archives for some of that, then.
The anime archives? Gonna suck like a boulder and then try to figure out, like, piece together the scenes. I have a gas stove with a fish grill inside of it.
Well, I mean, it is Japan. They eat a lot of fish.
Yep. Apparently, I'm supposedly able to make toast either in the fish grill or in the microwave's grill. But I have to flip it at some point.
They don't
so
have toasters?
I'm gonna have to. I don't have a toaster now.
They leave the microwave, the oven, the TV, but they take the toaster or something, or did you just never have one there?
There was a toaster oven, but I gave that away to another new person on the island since I had a microwave that works as an oven.
If the microwave works as an oven, like a normal convection oven, you should be able to toast it in there. It'd probably help if you flipped it, but you probably don't need to flip it.
And the inside of the microwave is so small. Like, it's kind of like, is this piece of bread too big for it? I hope not.
No. So how small is the microwave? Is it like...
It's weird because it looks like a normal size on the outside, but then you open it and like there's a small window on the microwave to look inside. You open it and like that small window doesn't open out into anything bigger. Like, it's that small. So I was like,
send us a picture of that. I want to see how small it is. Give us like a reference as well, something.
It doesn't show up well. Okay, I can like do my water bottle.
So like a normal 17-ounce water bottle or something, or
yeah, something like that.
Just like
let me show. I'm probably the one who has to edit this. I don't know why I'm giving myself more work.
Well, it's not that hard. It's just putting in a picture.
Click. There's a picture of the microwave. We open it. Get the water bottle. And it doesn't fit.
What?
Make sure that one's blurry. Okay. Yeah, in this picture I'm holding it right up against the microwave. So it might look like I'm holding it just like beside it. It's right up against it. Like, it cannot go inside. Discord.
So they're just gonna get a picture of a microwave with a water bottle next to it. They're gonna go, what the fuck are they talking about?
There's the microwave, and there's me holding it up. Upload queued. Okay. Yeah, there's the microwave. It looks normal, but then you open it, and then boom, you can't fit a water bottle into it.
That is tiny.
Yeah.
Can you fit the hamburger in there?
Yes, barely.
Jesus.
You can. In that picture, you can kind of see the grill part of the microwave on the top inside.
Oh, that looks more like a broiler, really. But I don't know. Whatever. That is small. I'm pretty sure you could fit that microwave in my microwave.
Probably. I don't have confidence in using the stove, so I haven't boiled water to make instant ramen. I've just microwaved it, and the bowl holding the water I want to heat up barely fits inside.
Jeez. Are any other stuff, like appliances, like abnormally small, or is it just the microwave?
My desk is fairly small, but that's because it was used by a small person before. I want to get a new desk so I can have a space, and also my dual monitors, since I no longer have dual monitors, and it's hard to go to one monitor after being dual monitor for years. My futon's fairly normal. My My washing machine's kind of small, but it's out on the balcony. And you're supposed to wash it, and then you put the clothes up on a clothesline, because Japan doesn't really do dryers that much.
Mm.
And this isn't just because I'm in a village in the middle of nowhere. In Tokyo, too, people put their clothes up on lines.
I've seen it in the animes.
Yeah, I've seen the animes.
The anime archives.
The anime archives.
We must reference the archives.
My bathroom has this little quirk where there is a panel to control like the temperature. If you want to take a shower, you turn on this little panel and set the degrees you want the water, and then you wait for like 5 minutes. But it doesn't matter, because I go in, and no matter how much the temperature thing will only give you hot water. It won't set it to that temperature. What you have to do to avoid being burned or frozen is you have to turn on the sink's hot water, run that for like 30 seconds, then turn on the cold part of the sink and have that only barely dripping. Then you turn on the shower with only the hot knob, and then hopefully you'll have a comfortable water temperature. You will not be able to adjust it. But if you don't do that specifically, you will find yourself either being burned immediately, being frozen immediately, or constantly shifting between being burned to being frozen. It's a ridiculously finicky shower.
I think you need to call like building maintenance about that or something, because that just sounds like the thing's broken. I don't think that's a quirk. I think that something's broken.
It's an old apartment. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's from the. I think it might be from the 80s, though. It's not too old. It's definitely not old enough to justify having tatami and sliding doors. Like, why is it still like this right now? And my bed is a futon. It's a thing on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on the floor. So,
Yeah,
but I do have air conditioning.
I know what a futon is. Futon? How do you say it? Futon?
Well, it's weird because in English there is the word futon, that's the couch that turns into a bed, but in the Japanese word has nothing to do with that word. Like, they're just two completely independent things that are bed related that are called futons, but are completely unrelated. But technically it's called a futon, which is the Japanese pronunciation of it. Typically, if I want to distinguish between a Japanese futon and an American futon, I'll just use the different pronunciations.
Okay, I see.
Because it's easy to say I sleep on a futon to think that I'm using a couch convertible thing, but I'm not. I hope you're recording. That's what we're doing right now, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
We've
been going for about an hour. Well, do you have anything you want to say on the podcast?
The viewers are just going to think we're talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they'll. Yeah. He would have to run OBS or something like that, probably, because I don't think Audacity. Well, you could probably do it in Audacity. You could probably just stay in here and we can just talk.
Okay, so for the listeners at home that have no idea what just happened, Twisted popped in an hour into the podcast. But, what were we talking about? Futon. Yeah, sleeping on a futon.
Yes.
That's all I have to say about sleeping on a futon. Yeah. Anything else we want to tackle?
Not particularly. I don't believe so.
Alright. For those of you listening at home, if you want to ask a question for the Lazy Koalas or suggest a topic for the Lazy Koalas, please tweet at us at hashtag AskLazyKoalas. Please, we're begging you. We know you're out there. Someone has to be watching this to get the view counts we're getting. I haven't looked at the view counts in a while, so I don't know if actually anyone's watching this. But I am pushing this. I am pushing the Lazy Koalas podcast on my main channel, so someone has to pop up at some point. Please, for the love of God, tweet at the Lazy Koalas. Our Twitter link is in the description. Hashtag AskLazyKoalas. As for plugs, I'll plug in the same thing I did last time, which was the Koalas Mythos database, the new website for the Koalas Mythos. That will be linked in the description. You have anything to plug, Cody?
Nope.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. The link to the Lazy Koalas Discord is in the description if you want to chill with us. Every koala in this podcast will be in the description as well, which will be me and Cody. And our Twitter is in the description. Yeah, just check the description. There's stuff in there. And subscribe if you have not yet. And have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye-bye.